Episode 46.
I've got a crush. Hello and welcome to the Pink Hair Girl podcast. My name is Sally Jane and I am joined today again by Rachel. Welcome back.
It's been a long time since I've podcast.
What was only last week you didn't podcast? Does it feel like a long time?
Yes.
Oh. Where were you last week?
Granny.
Oh, okay. And we weren't going to podcast. I wasn't planning to podcast at all last week. And then Caleb asked if he could do a short insert that we would insert into this week's podcast. And then Caleb and I landed up talking for an hour. So you've been sick.
Yes.
What happened to you?
I got my tick bite fever.
Oh, okay.
From the tick.
From a tick. It would be funny if you got tick bite fever from something else.
About the size of a raisin.
Mm-hmm.
It was black.
The tick was black.
Black with red legs.
The tick was grey. Like it was a big grey tick.
Grey. It had red legs.
I put him on Instagram.
He's gross.
Because we're gross that way. We overshare. I'll find it. You talk. How was it having tick bite fever?
Yeah.
You didn't get that sick though, did you? Huh?
And you had to put the bite of my head up as well.
I know. I suppose it is kind of black. You might be right.
So it was black with red wiggly legs.
Yeah.
And I lay on my bed for a long time.
You did. You felt.
And on Instagram, you could see me holding a flask of tea. So I'm better now.
Good. And so Caleb podcasted with me last time.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody that sent such nice messages about enjoying seeing him on the podcast. He really, enjoyed the sort of his little minutes of fame or whatever.
His segment that turned into
his little segment, yes. And thank you to everybody that's sending us clips on how you say squirrel. Different clips in English and those in other languages. We've got some good clips coming in. So if anybody else has a sound clip to send us, that would be great. Especially we've got quite a few in English. I think Melinda was still going to send me one in Australian English. See if that sounds different. And we've got some in some other languages, but it would be great to get a few more.
Was there one in Polish?
No.
What was the one then? It was something.
We've got one in Mandarin, one in Irish, which I suppose is a Gaelic. Is it Gaelic in Ireland? And we've got one in Dutch.
What is the one you were showing me the other night? I thought it was Polish.
No, I think that was the Dutch one, wasn't it?
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, so if anyone else wants to send us a squirrel sound clip, please do. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go and watch the previous podcast, number 45,
I don't know what you're talking about.
With Caleb and I. Well, maybe you should watch the podcast.
I don't like watching it. There's so many other podcasts. I don't have to watch ours.
Oh, but you didn't. You don't normally watch ours with you in it. But didn't you want to watch ours with your brother in it?
I know exactly what you want to sing on.
Ah, okay. But today we actually have quite a lot to get on with. We have various reviews and giveaways and acquisitions and everything. So the first thing I'd like to do is I was asked if I would do a review of the painted woolly toppers from Wooly Wormhats. And I must admit I was very honoured to be asked to do a review. I have a little bit of a crush on Wooly Wormhats and her designs, like a designer crush. I think that she is such a fantastic designer, and I follow her on Instagram, and she doesn't follow very many people back, and I must admit I do get that little bit of a thrill when she likes my posts. She's been a designer for a really long time, and she's a well-known designer on Ravelry, and she has such an interesting aesthetic, and she stayed true to one thing. She designs hats, and she designs hats very well, and that's what she's just stayed true to. And to think up that many different ways to knit hats is just incredible. And they're always interesting and different. And she doesn't mind pushing the boundaries of design. And I've designed a few hats, and I've stuck to, so far, pretty much the same hat form, not formula, but like how the hat shape is, and then just adding a design on, which I think is what a lot of people do. Whereas she really pushes the envelope on this. She will, design sideways and up and down and roundabout, and she's also a really good teacher. She likes to teach you things in different techniques and challenge you as a knitter as well. So I was asked to do the painted toppers. So it's 10 hats designed for hand-dyed, hand-painted variegated yarns. It says, painted woolly toppers features 10 hats designed especially for hand-dyed and variegated yarns. There were two main ideas behind the book. Firstly, to create designs for those oh so beautiful yet tricky to knit with hand-dyed skeins that we all get seduced by. And you know what she's talking about. Those variegated skeins, hand-dyed, and they're absolutely beautiful in the skein. But they can sometimes be a bit tricky to find patterns with. They might pull, or they don't look good in a garment, or you've got to kind of use them in pieces in places. So they look amazing in the skein, but sometimes can be a bit tricky to know what to do with. And yet they show off the indie dyers' talent so really well. And secondly was to support the indie dyers. So the whole book is about supporting indie dyers and hats that work extremely well with that specific variegated hand-dyed yarn. So each hat has an element of garter stitch, a great bedfellow to variegated yarns, a strong structure to support the designs and techniques. As always in my patterns, is a key feature which allows the knitter to stretch their skills and provides resources for tutors and yarn shops. Okay, so the patterns, now let me go back to the patterns. The book is very clearly laid out, beautifully as always, with the Woolly Wormhat patterns as always. The design layout is set out by Claire Devine, and then Woolly inputs all of the patterns into that. But the very clean, aesthetic, easy to read, nice layout that I really enjoy in Claire's patterns really shines through in this as well. So the whole first section, I don't know how well you can see it on my computer. Now I'm going to be scrolling the wrong way. Is all about, like there is pictures and the alternative cable cast on, and knitting in the round on DPNs, knitting in the round on circular needles, cabling without a cable needle, short rows, seaming garter stitch, picking up stitches, garter stitch Kitchener, all with pictures like that. Even making pom-poms gets a picture tutorial. So all the tutorials are very clearly laid out, really nice pictures for that. And I like that. I like when a designer includes tutorials and tips, especially if it's the first time you've done something. If it's not your first time, you know how to do it, well then great. But if it isn't, then you get a way to stretch your skills as well. And then each hat is laid out with a picture and then all the stuff next to it, the requirements and all the rest. And then just below it is the name. And this is basically a garter stitch hat with stocking stitch or slipped stitch. I don't know if it's stocking stitch. I think it looks like almost like a rib or a stocking stitch, and then a bobble on the top. So it almost looks like little. Whoopsie, which way am I going?
It's little pillars.
Like little pillars of, and then with a bobble on the top. And it's not your usual beanie on the top. It's much more of a kind of a loose, not close fitting, a bit like a gnome hat. Yes. And then the next one, this one has the open back where the garter stitch makes a thing in the front, and then it comes round, it stops kind of like there, the ridge stops there, and then the hat goes round like that. So it's kind of like, there is a name for that kind of hat.
Bonnet?
Yeah, a bit like a bonnet, but not quite a bonnet. You don't really want to call your adult hat a bonnet, but like that. And then this one, Jetty, is actually it's a better picture down here. It shows you more. It's a kind of a beret, and it has rib, and then it goes out into it's almost like one of those dropped stitch, slip stitch, makes almost like that kind of fishy thing. I'm not really describing this very well, am I? And I don't know how well these pictures are coming up on here. I will actually, what I should do, instead of turning the camera around, because pictures came in the Dropbox folder. What I'm going to do instead of turning this around is I'm going to insert the pictures from now on. Actually, I'll do it previously as well, instead of trying to show it on the thing. So Jetty is the beret style one, and it's got that kind of laddered or dropped stitch pattern. So that's really nice. And then this one has a running slip stitch pattern, helical. So I'll put a picture of that in, and that's really nice. It's got a sort of a slouchy hat, and then the slip stitch, the slanted slip stitch that runs along the side. I really like this one. This one is called Cornice.
It looks like,
and it's kind of got almost like ear flats down and a really big pom-pom. I like that
looks
one.
like one of the elves from The Hobbit.
I'm not trying to do the pom-pom. And then look, in this next hat I'm going to show, like as I say, I really have a bit of a crush on Wooly Wormhat. They live in a kind of an artistic community, and they're all very arty, and a lot of sort of metalwork and big construction and big sort of living statues almost that they make, and it's really cool. It's the kind of I don't want to say hippie lifestyle because it's not, but the kind of artistic, more nomadic lifestyle that I kind of always wish that I could live, but I don't know that I ever would actually, because I'm not very good at camping. Not they don't do camping, but yeah. So
Mom doesn't like the outdoors.
I want to like the outdoors.
You don't.
Yeah, but I do like looking at the outdoors. I just don't like the outdoors to come too close. Like
you like looking at pictures of it.
Yeah, but I don't like going up Table Mountain and seeing it. And I did go for a walk. I wouldn't want to go on a hike, and I don't necessarily want to. I like going to walk on the beach. I don't necessarily like to swim in the sea. I like to go for a short walk to see something pretty. I wouldn't want to go on a hike. I like to go see nature, but I don't necessarily like camping. I like to go on a game drive in a luxury vehicle.
I mean, a bit.
The funny thing was I did loads of camping and hiking when I was younger. I think I've just kind of outgrown it a bit. Anyway, so on her Instagram feed, she showed a necklace that she was making over the stages in this sort of metalwork that she was making, and it features in the book, which I think is fantastic. And this pattern is called, I think it's Dunsey. I'm probably messing up all these names, and please forgive me. But I really like that this one features the necklace in there as well. And this one is kind of zigzaggy garter stitch.
It all goes one way,
and then it all goes another way. Yeah, I want to knit one of these in some of the hand spun I've got. I think it'll look really great.
What hands? Which hands?
Oh, the various ones I've got. Claire sent me some, and I got some from. And this one is called Rizalira. And this is reminds me similar construction to the Ricky hat, but with slip stitches kind of all over it. No, not quite as slouchy. Also very nice. And then I thought this one was quite cool. And this one also features the necklace in the photos.
It looks like
this has kind of got yarn overs.
It's a different necklace.
No, it's similar, sort of. It's the same one.
It's got more holes.
And this one,
it's another.
I quite like that. It looks like stocking stitch and yarn overs, and also more beret style with a garter stitch brim. And this one's kind of more like a pixie hat. I thought that was cute. With sort of the pixie hat
2 points.
Points, and this one is called Vortress.
You can put the names in on
Yeah,
your
as I add the pictures, I'll put up the names.
People
Look, it's 4 points. Look, it goes into 4 little points. It's really cute. And then this one is very interesting. It kind of, I'm sure you must kitchen it as you go over. It's also got a zigzaggy kind of brim in garter stitch, and then it kind of, I know, I am very interested by this one's construction. Look, there's the necklace as well.
What's its name?
Galleon.
So another picture.
Yeah. There.
That matches.
That kind of
it's
skull,
got a little thing
and it's got over the top, and it's almost like you haven't decreased it, but you've then kitchen stitched the top together or something. It's very interesting. And that's all of them. There's a price in. So 48 pages available from June this year. So it's out already. Recommended retail price $25 and £16.99. The ebook on Ravelry is £10. So the £16.99 is if you want the hard copy book, and I think you get that through her website. And then the ebook, Painted Woolly Toppers on Ravelry, is £10, and there are all the, I don't know if that's focusing, but I will have put in all the pictures. Anyway, so that is my review of Woolly Wormhats. As I say, I really do have a bit of a crack. I just look at her hats and I go, wow, you know, like how you know, somebody could think of, she thinks very 3D. She even says in her Instagram thing that she's a real 3D thinker. And the other person that's very similar to that is somebody like Heidi Bays. You know, they can actually see the construction, like how the whole 3D thing will come together before they even make it, and which kind of shape or which kind of knitting or which way to go will make what they want to do. So yes, go and check out the Painted Woolly Toppers, and I'm definitely going to be knitting one of these hats quite soon. I've just got so many other things I've been trying to get finished that I haven't been able to. I was hoping that by the time I'd done the review that I would actually have one of them on the needles, but I'm not quite there yet. So do you like any of them?
Which one would I knit? All of them look a bit complicated.
No, they wouldn't be. It would be mostly stuff I could help you with any of them. They would be. I think you're at the point where you could knit any of those. Yeah. So
what else have we got to do today?
Right, so that's our review. Go and check out Wooly Wormhats book, and I'm just so honored that they asked me to review the book. I had a little Woolly Wormheads, yes. Well, they're called Woolly Wormhats. And the hats are called Woolly Wormhats. Her name is
Woolly Wormhead.
Woolly Wormhead, yes. Yeah. She doesn't use her real name online, yeah. So she's just called Woolly Wormhead.
And she puts her name on Instagram as Woolly.
Yeah. So she's just known by, she's a very private person, so she likes to keep her private life separate, which is cool. So yes, that was my little moment of being able to review something of somebody that I hold in such great esteem, and I am absolutely delighted to have a copy of that and to be able to knit some of those things from that. Maybe we can have a hat along. We haven't had a hat along, have we? No. We've done all sorts of other alongs.
I would love a hat along because I like doing hats. I've done quite a few hats.
Okay, let me think about it, and maybe we can have a hat along.
Can't we make it official today? We're having a hat along.
Okay, well the nothing like deciding on the spur of the moment. Hey, the Opposites Knit Along finishes, today's Thursday, the Opposites Knit Along finishes on tomorrow. Friday night, midnight, South African time. And because Saturday will be the 1st of August. Yeah, so I suppose we could do another knit along because we'll be open, we'll be free of, I was going to take a little break. I wasn't going to do any more knit alongs. Yeah, it's just going to be a little thing. We'll probably find one prize. It'll be whatever hat you like. If you'd like to go and check out the Woolly Wormhats, that's great. But yeah, maybe we can knit hats.
But I love hats.
I really like hats too. I like wearing hats.
They're quick,
as well.
and then because you can try them on your head, and then you see I've got this much left, and then yay.
Okay, but here's the deal. If we do these hats, we'll do it for 2 months. So the next one is August and September. So we'll do an August and September knit along for hats. But then you we have to each make one to go in the charity box for
Okay.
for the burns unit.
Yeah.
So one of our hats in August and September has to
I
go
think
in
it's
the
one
charity.
in August and one September.
Yeah, one
September's
for you,
mine.
one for you, and one for the charity.
How many are you going to make?
Well, I'll do at least. Well, I've got other stuff I'm knitting, which I'll show you in a minute. But I will try at least to make 2, and to do. I'll make like a lap song for one, which is a really bulky hat, so I can finish. I can finish it quite quickly. Yes, right. Let's move on.
I could do one out of my spinning.
You could, yeah.
It was in
If you
stripes.
spun enough.
I have quite a few different colours. I could
have to make sure that
it.
there's similar weights, that we've got something that matches up in weight.
Then I can't do that. I could do one in my pink and purple.
If you finish the pink and purple, yeah. You just need to finish spinning that pink, eh?
It won't take that long. That's one I'm keeping for myself then.
Right, let's talk about what we have finished.
Just wait. Give me the rest of the podcast and I'll have a finished object.
You won't, because I've still got a kitchen stitch the toes. So, last week I had a pair of socks finished, but they didn't match. So this week I have rectified that, and I have 2 Jack socks with the Fish Lips Kiss heel. And of course, the second time round I wasn't having heel drama of deciding what heel to knit and what to do, so I just did the second sock, which was quite quick actually. I think I had just cast on the, I don't know which one is the which one I did first,
the
which
first
one was the second.
one.
I have no idea.
I know which one was the first
it doesn't
one.
matter.
It was that one.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
That one was the first.
It doesn't matter. So I had just cast on the ribbing, and I don't know if I was just into the bottom parts. I'm not sure last time. So I finished that since last week, Friday.
So had you done both of them?
Last week.
You had one finished.
I had one finished, and I had the ribbing started on the second one. So I had the whole sock to knit. So I knitted, because I went down, I knitted cuff down. So I knitted that whole sock this week. And then I was really hoping I was going to have two finished pairs of socks, because I was kind of saying, or maybe I would have one. But that's our only finished object. So then I'll move on to what was my almost finished object, which was my other white sandy beach socks. So here it is.
You're so nearly finished.
I know. I'm on the ribbing. So I literally have that much ribbing to do on this sock, and then it would also have been a finished object.
I just have to.
And you are closing your toe. So Rachel and I are both trying to finish these. I want to enter my socks into the Pearl of the Pacific's sock knit along for the last 2 months, and I think you got an extra entry if you did the white sandy beach socks, which I have so nearly finished. But I'm a little close tomorrow on the end of the month, so I will have time to finish these. Oh, I can actually take these markers out now. So I've got the ribbing to do and I'm finished. So it's the white sandy beaches by Lucia Payne, and I've mentioned it for the last couple of weeks when I've been doing it.
These ones with the cable.
That's right. So I put it on the sock thing. I did show it last time on the sock. It always looks nice on here, doesn't it? With a very simple cable. There's no garter stitch before or reverse stocking stitch before the cable, which I actually quite like, which normally makes the cable stand out, but I just like that it's simple and the cable almost blends into the
Could I do it?
sock. So there's the...
What other whips you have?
There's the cable. Rounded, it was a toe up, rounded toe. She's got her special deep pocket short row heel. Well, it uses a combination of your short row method. So I use the Fish Lips Keel short row method, but then she adds a gusset and she does some decreases on the other bit. And so yeah, it's her version of that. And it's got this really pretty cable. And this was the yarn I dyed. Oh, both of these were the yarn L sock yarn that I dyed.
This one feels softer.
Well, it's exactly the same yarn.
But it feels softer.
I don't know.
Maybe the dye made it softer.
Exactly the same dye, so I dyed it.
But it just feels softer.
Okay, don't know why. Yeah, so that's mostly what I've been knitting on, is a pair of socks of 2 different
You did knit on something else, but then it's gone.
2 different socks. I didn't knit on it this week. 2 different socks to finish 2 pairs. So it'll be 2 pairs in July. In July, I knitted on something. Oh, this is July still. Yeah, I knitted on something different, but not this week. This week I've just been doing socks. And what are you knitting on? Because you've got to work.
I'm just trying to finish this row and then I'll show.
It's all about the socks this week, isn't it?
Yes.
All about the socks we've just about been showing all month. So not like we've got anything new and exciting at all.
Well, I have a new sock. I haven't shown this. I showed the ribbing.
Yeah, but it looks exactly the same.
Does...
We've got to knit a bit faster, so we've got something a bit more exciting to show.
Oh man, I didn't get that right.
So Rachel is knitting socks for Titus. We're using the Deb Simple DK sock pattern for the number of stitches to cast on.
Which was meant to be for me.
For you. Where's the other one?
That one is in there.
Where?
Somewhere.
Oh, here it is. So we're knitting these little, so she's knitting these little socks for Titus, and this is for
they
the Yonder
match.
Women's opposite.
They match just about. You see the green, the green almost lines
up. So these are his little socks. We did a fish lips kiss eye, did a fish lips kiss heel in them, and she did them top down, cuff down, and you're using an opposite color because it's darker than you usually use, and it's an opposite yarn because
it's from the other side of the world, and it's for my brother, which I've never actually, which is opposite to
what you normally knit for, yes.
So and here's this one.
She's on the toe decreases.
Roaring along.
And then her mother has to Kitchener stitch the toes closed. It's so funny, after last episode where I moaned about how much I hate Kitchener stitch, it's interesting to see how many people hate doing the cast on for socks toe up and prefer to Kitchener stitch the toe closed. I don't actually use the figure of 8 cast on for socks. I know many people do, and I looked at the videos and I looked at the tutorials and it really confused me. I could not, I'm sure if somebody showed me how to do it, I could figure it out. I used the one where you wrap it round the needle and then you knit into the first side and you turn it around and knit into the second side. I just find that quite easy, actually. It's not, I think it's called a Turkish cast on or something like that. So that's the one I use for my toe up socks. And I'm so used, I don't know. I'm so used to doing that now that I find that much easier than Kitchener stitch. But it's amazing. Some people did toe up for their opposite socks and then saw they never knitting toe up again. They knitted cuff down. I knitted cuff down and said, no, I actually really like toe up, and I've gone back to most. But I'm glad I can do both. So if a pattern specifically calls for one direction or another, or it would make a difference that it had to go in one direction or the other, that, you know, I'm glad I can do both. Okay. So yeah. So that's all we've done for our only knitting is a bunch of socks that we finished. And everybody's madly, I'm on my rib madly trying to finish it, and Rachel's on her toe trying to finish that. So
there's another section.
There's a new section called frogging. Let me show you my Sylvie. There are those of you on Instagram will have seen the Sylvie before. This is how much I'd knit.
That is the Sylvie.
I think there's another one.
The dreaded Sylvie.
The dreaded Sylvie. This is the Sylvie. No, that's it. That's the others were on big balls. I haven't pulled them up. Right. So Sally just said to me, rip it out. You're not liking it. It's not, you don't love it, blah, blah, blah. Just rip it out. And I had to figure out how to repeat the pattern up the back. And I could have done that. I mean, I could have added another section up the back. But it made me talk to Karen about and then I looked for other patterns. I thought if I ripped it out and there's certain design elements I don't like, I looked for other bulky weight patterns to see if I could find anything else that she might like. So I sent her a whole bunch of patterns. And then she was here on Saturday. And everything I hate about the Sylvie is everything that she liked about it. Which is why she didn't like any of the other patterns that I sent her. Because she specifically likes
that it looks inside out.
Yeah, she specifically likes that the seam is knitted, when you seam it together, that it's a rough seam. You actually seam it with the slip stitches on the outside, so it looks like an inside out almost, which I was going to knit it and seam them inside so you couldn't see it. She really likes that the bottom of the cable
points
pulls out into points
And you didn't like that.
I didn't really like that. I don't know if you can see on this bottom one, the bottom, I think the black and white pictures aren't great. The bottom seam isn't flat. I had a picture of my Sylvie before I pulled it out. I might show you. And then she also likes that bit in the front where I was moaning that the button band was knit on at the same time and it pulls down in the front. It actually like comes right down. You know, if your knitting is going across like that, then it dips down. She actually really likes that it does that. She says,
that dip down is not so bad.
It's just
but that one looks like it's dipped down.
It goes right down. She says that she thinks for her frame, which is slightly bigger than mine, I mean, she's not big by any means. She says that she thinks that something straight makes her look bigger. And so she liked the lines where the front comes down and makes that point in the front. So all the other patterns I showed her that had perfect hems and ribbing that was straight and button bands were added on afterwards and it looked neater. She didn't like any of those.
So that is... I got all the things on my screen.
I took a picture of it somewhere. If I've got it, I'll try to add it in. So essentially, the way I had knitted it was okay. I mean, I could have probably carried on and fudged the back like it was.
Because you were knitting it on the wrong weight.
The problem was that I was knitting it at an Aran weight and it's bulky. And what she also really liked, where the bottom, where it kind of pulls out like that, is really wide on this pattern because it is the cable's so much thicker, whereas mine was a much thinner piece up the middle because mine was Aran weight and I'd added stitches on the side. And she really liked the big dramatic flowers across the back. Now when I had knitted, I was almost up to that leaf there, but mine didn't even come past your bum, so I was actually in distance only about there. So the flowers weren't as big and as dramatic. She really likes the moss stitch, which kills me because I thought if I redid it, I would do it in reverse stocking stitch. But she really likes the moss stitch. She likes the seams on the outside. She likes the points that pull down all over the place. So what I did say to her, if she liked it bigger, you know, like the pattern and the flowers must be bigger, what I could do, it would take me as much time to carry on in Aran weight to figure out a pattern for the back, then to knit the second front and the second sleeve and the hood in Aran weight as it would to take me to pull it all out and re-knit the whole thing according to pattern in the bulky, and then because I held it double and I swatched it, I get the sort of bulky measurements to do it bulky, and then it would give that effect, you know, all of it would be a little bit bigger, like it would point down more in the front, the back where the cables goes would make the back sort of scallop more on the hem. So I'm basically going to redo the Sylvie totally according to pattern, which is also nice because then I don't have to figure out when I'm doing decreases. I can just do it to pattern. Why
did you start this now?
Because originally, I think Karen, I showed her a swatch in double and in single, and she liked the single better because she thought the bulky was too bulky. And I didn't have the bulkier needle, and I thought that it might be better in a thinner. I don't know. I also was worried I'd run out of yarn if I had to hold it double.
You're not going to.
I don't think so. And Sally said she can get me another ball if I do. And it's a commercial. I mean, it's Stylecraft, the same. It should be. I mean, I really shouldn't have a problem with the dial. I mean, the balls are all exactly the same that I've got. Sure, if you do run the risk of buying a slightly different dial up, but if that's the case, I'll just work it in. I don't think I'm going to run out, though. I really don't. Even held double, I think I'm going to have enough.
Was it 3 or 2?
I bought 3 balls in the end. I probably could have got the Aran. Yeah, I probably could have got the Aran weight out of 2 balls. I bought 3, so I would have a tiny bit extra, and the third ball I think will be enough to make it in bulky weight. So I'm going to knit the Sylvie again.
All that cabling.
But you know, all that cabling, that said, I would have had to double the amount of cabling to finish the thing anyway, and I would have had to make it up. This time, as I cable, every row is so much more space because you're doing it in bulky weight yarn. Yeah. So that moves us swiftly on to acquisitions because I then had to go and order a size 8 needle.
Because you have
I don't know what
size 8.
I didn't have a size 8. I've got a size 8 on a hat size, so just on a short cable. So I ordered some Knit Pro Novas in a size 8. I think what are they called? Knit Picks in America. Knit Pro is the European one. I wanted to try the carbons, but carbons don't go up to a size 8. So I just got the Novas because I've got Knit Pro, so I've got the cable. But I did order another cable just in case. And now I can't find it. Where's my cable?
They were on this.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, a cable's not very exciting. Okay, here we go. I ordered another cable to go with it. I don't know what an 8mm is in American sizes. I'll add it in. So it's a big, thick needle anyway.
It's about the size of your finger.
And I'm going to hold it double.
You could do with your. You could attach the string to your fingers.
And you're going to see the Sylvie all over again. I'm really sorry for those of you that are dead sick of the Sylvie, but hopefully it will knit up faster in bulky weight. So I now have 8mm needles, and I pulled out Sylvie, and we will start again. So let's see if if I know that she doesn't mind that the pattern, that the button band is knit on and that there's a totally different tension and it pulls it down, then I'm not going to be annoyed by that trying to fix it the whole time. I mean, I couldn't wear it like that.
No,
she was laughing at me about how twitchy I was getting about it. I was like saying I'm quite anal about my knitting being right.
And Mom's not a very must be right.
Not normally, but I like my knitting to be right.
Mom's knitting has to be right.
Yeah. I mean, when I knitted this woodland coat for you, to get the difference between the moss stitch and the stocking stitch, picking up the thingy, I knitted it quite a few times to get it absolutely perfect. I like it to be.
But I was wearing it.
No, before you started wearing it, I made it right. So that's what else did I buy from? Oh, then I bought myself a shawl pin.
It's a very pretty one.
A Knit Pro one. For a jersey, I've got that my mother knitted me, that you kind of pull round.
The white one.
Yeah, it's got a cardigan. Pretty. I'll have to wear it next time with the shawl pin.
You wore it the other time.
I wore it with a shawl pin that Tiny Giraffe made me.
Yeah. The moon.
The moon.
And you wore it yesterday.
And so I don't have any shawl pins, so I actually got this one. And this is the Symphony Orion in Rose.
Color. Rose is a nice
just plain. So, and then because I didn't have the carbons in a size 8, and I really wanted to try an 8, I am doing the Mama Vertebrae along with Wool Diaries. In her group is going to do a Mama Vertebrae along starting in August, and so I got myself size 4 carbons because I really wanted to try those.
They looked black when the thing was on, and they sometimes look black in different light, but they're grey.
They're very light. I mean, they're exceptionally light needles.
And what size is this? This is a size 4, I think. It's 4-3.
And I never have enough 4s. I never, because my kids use all my needles, and I've got enough needles for my projects to be on stuff. I don't have enough needles for my kids and my projects and the kids' projects, and they take long on their projects to be on. So I thought I was going to treat myself to some carbons. So I've got carbons, size 4, which is a 6. I know that's a 6 in the US sizes. And I'm going to knit my Mama Vertebrae along. Now, under my acquisitions, I never show you when I bought it, and I'm not sure why. I think I just forgot. I put it in the yarn box, and I forgot. But I was in my local, I don't want to say local yarn shop, because it's more like a haberdashery, really. And she has, it's an interesting
scratch.
Shop. It's a bit of a scratching kind of shop because she doesn't really buy material by the roll or whatever. It's all offcuts. It's all ends of things, and so often the yarns are things on special or things end of ranges or all of that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of acrylic. She's got a lot of acrylic, and occasionally you'll find a bit of wool tucked in here there. She got, for example, the Elsock wool for me, and I asked if she could get the undyed, and so she got a whole bag for me. And so I can get certain things. But anyway, this I found tucked in the bottom of a kind of a stack of things on the bottom underneath the ribbons.
It was like you had to kind of
get right under it. And I just spotted the orange because we know I really like orange, and it's the L Elite, which is a discontinued range actually. 50% wool, 50% cotton. And that's coming out very light. Look there. It's not that light.
It's like a coral orange.
Yeah, it's much more like a coral.
It's not that white orange. It's like more of a corally, sort of a pinky orange.
And it was on special for 12 Rand. Now 12 Rand is about $1, because $1 is about 11 something. So about $1. I paid $1 for the balls of yarn, and in pound is 18. So I mean, it's even less. It's like pence. I paid a couple of pence per ball of yarn. So what is this? 12 rand divided by, it's about 18.50. It could be more. It could even be 19. I paid 64 pence for my, my ball of yarn, and I got a bit. So I have enough to make. It's called, the color's called peach. There might be another bag as well. They're only 50-gram balls, you know, so I need a fair number. So I'm going to do my mama vertebrae in this with my new needles. So that's my, I mean, I'd love to make all my garments out of hand-dyed, indie-dyed yarn and, you know, pure wool, everything. But
that's cotton and wool.
This is cotton and wool. But to be honest, the budget doesn't always stretch that far. And when I saw this, it's a color I like. It's got wool in it, 50-50. It's the mama vertebrae hangs open. So the cotton, it won't matter if it hangs a bit. And so that's what I'm doing my mama vertebrae in. If you'd like to come and join the mama vertebrae along, check out Wool Diaries podcast and group for more information. What she's going to do, which is really nice, I think, is that she divides the pattern up for you. So if you want to make sure that you finish in time, she will say cast on this day and do this section by the end of this week. And by the end of next week, you need to be this far. And by the end of the next week, you need to be this far. So she breaks up the whole pattern for you, because she's knitted it a few times, so that you can finish the whole thing in the time of the knit along, which I think is nice. So go and check that out. That's the mama vertebrae along, my needles that I got. Okay, next thing I want to talk about that we got is not really knitting related at all. We got a box, the Surpriso Box, which those of you on Instagram and on Facebook will have seen us making various crafts from this. This is a really great idea. What it is it's a box that you can subscribe to getting, and then it comes with all the art supplies for a specific theme, right? So this one was the under the sea theme. Okay, so you get a little card with saying what your theme is about, and it was really cute because on the back it said, "Did you know?" And it's got all sorts of information about, like, did you know things about the ocean? So did you know the ocean makes up 70% of the world's surface? That the Red Sea, thank you, sweetie.
It was on the floor behind the cat.
Oh no, thank you for picking that up for me. Would you like to come and sit here? Whoppa. Say
you
hi.
You can show what you made.
Oh. Hi. So I'm showing them our box that we made. And so what are the other ones? Did you know oysters can change from one gender to another and back again? So it's like you can become a boy or a girl whenever you want. So we've got these cute little
things.
Did you know things about the biggest starfish is the sunflower starfish, and it has more than 26 arms. And then there are the little crafts. So there is the paper bag jellyfish, gone fishing, which is like magnetic fish, an under the sea door hanger, a turtle sun catcher, and then it includes everything that you need for the craft, which is really nice because often you, I will insert the picture that I put on Instagram when we first got it, everything that came in the box, because we've obviously used it now, so things are all over the place. So Titus has painted his jellyfish, although he says it's going to be an octopus. So put it here on the screen. Look there, there's your one side, turn it round. We just need to cut his legs now and stick his eyes on because they were drying. So there, and then Rachel painted one. Oh no, there you go, this is yours. This side with the heart on.
This side turned out a bit of a mush, this side is better.
So then we need to cut these, and then you make it into the
So I just did dots
paper
and
bag.
splashes everywhere.
Because then you're just going to cut the legs. So it's supposed to be jellyfish, but Titus says that his is an octopus. So we got the paint for it. Everything is in the box. It's really cool because often with arts and crafts, you see something that you want to make with the kids, but then you need to go and get cellophane, or you need to get magnets, or you need to get whatever it is. Everything comes in the box. The two we haven't done yet. We still need to. Rachel got 6, so we didn't do. We've done some. We haven't finished all of them. We need to do the turtle sun catcher, where you cut out the middle, and then it comes with all the pieces of cellophane, all the different colors of cellophane that you stick around to make the turtle's tummy, to make a sun catcher. So we still need to do that.
And you get crayons.
And then we got a door hanging one to make a door hanging template, so they can do that this afternoon. And then the really cute one, here are our eyes. So it even comes with the eyes for the jellyfish or octopus, whatever you want to call him. It comes with the crayons, It came with the gone fishing was little fish that they coloured in, and then the safety pin, they're not called safety pins, the paper clips came with it, and the little magnet and the little fishing pole, and then the kids actually fished in the box. So you can see there was some that Titus coloured in, and there was some that I think this was Rachel's one that she coloured. Yes. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Stand over here on the table, and I'll take the crayons out, and then you can do some.
There, I caught a fish.
Did you catch a fish?
I caught one of Mommy's fish.
And so we all coloured in some fish. And okay, right. So you take that.
Go fishing.
And you can put it on the table. And so as you can see, Titus has been quite enchanted by the fishing. He's done lots of fishing in the box. So it's a really great arts and crafts box that comes delivered to your door with everything that you need in it to complete those art projects.
And we also got lucky beans.
Oh yes, they got little bath beans.
I got a hammerhead shark.
There was a hammerhead shark and a
Titus got a seahorse.
Seahorse and there was one more. What did Caleb get? Dolphin? No.
The fisher.
What was the other? Was it a fish? The other one for the bath beans, Titus.
Caleb.
Yeah. What was Caleb's one?
The green one. Dolphin.
A dolphin. So this is the Surpriso box, and it is really fantastic. I mean, we've got so many arts and crafts, all the supplies that you needed. There was glue in it, there was the crayons, the cellophane. It was nicely laid out, delivered to your door. So anybody in South Africa with, I mean, I presume it's aimed more at Titus' age, but you enjoyed doing the...
Mom, I'm not getting any.
Well, you need to be more patient. Fish slowly then.
No, I'm done.
Are you done?
Finished object.
I haven't kitchen and ends on sewn in yet.
Well, it's finished object.
Almost finished object. I will put up the details for the Surpriso box, art box. Those in South Africa, go and check it out. Well worth.
But I cooked. But I'm not even getting any.
Okay, I'll have to help you when I'm finished here. Okay. So go and check them out. That was one of our acquisitions. It's not knitting related, but it is crafty. Those of you that are homeschooling or just that want to do arts and crafts, sometimes you're at a bit of a loss. You want to do arts and crafts for the kids, but collecting all the stuff, or you don't know what to do, what to make. And I like that it's in a theme. You know, everything was under the sea, and it comes with the little clear instructions and everything. Yeah. So
pulled the magnet off.
No, it's not one. This was just the extra one you put. Darcy, put that blue magnet on. That will make it work. Yes, I will put the details in the show notes of you making faces with the box. There are also, if people want to get involved in distributing the boxes and being a supplier or whatever, you can do that as well. So there are different options for that. So thank you so much for sending us that box to try out with the arts and crafts, and the kids have really enjoyed it. Titus is fishing his heart out over here. Poor little fish at the moment. Now we got more acquisitions. Back to yarn stuff. You were rather thoroughly spoiled, weren't you? We did put it on Instagram, and then you got sick, so you didn't podcast last time. But who spoiled you?
Heidi.
And who is Heidi?
Heidi Bears.
Heidi Bears, the crochet designer, is a friend of mine, and she sent Rachel a box or a parcel of
Let me show the bag.
goodies.
I have all the yarn. I think it's everything.
So spoiled.
There was like 1,001 chocolates, but of course they wouldn't last 2 weeks.
I did talk last time. Sally in her podcast. Remember she showed how she waited with her chocolates to podcast. Yeah. I just said that was like humanly impossible to wait that long with your chocolates.
They were also nice.
I know. So
there was
bag.
the lid.
Show your bag.
The bag. There was two. There was quite a couple. There was milk chocolate and two little. There was cookies and cream chocolate, and there was a sweet popcorn, and then there's a normal.
No, I think this style is called a bento bag. I think where it's got a bag inside a bag with handles. And Heidi made it all in yellow for Rachel.
Yellow and blue.
Yeah. So Heidi made Rachel a bag. That's sweet.
Open it up.
Oh, she got such nice yarn. This is alpaca lace, 100% alpaca, 1,100 meters, and this is by Stitchy Jones, hand-dyed yarn and fibre. So that is in a really light pink. Rachel actually wants me to knit this for her, which is the jacaranda that I knit in an alpaca.
I can't do that.
The alpaca lace weight. This is in the South African book, and then I don't know if you can see in this light. It's got a
Like a jacaranda,
jacaranda flower shaped lace detail on the edge. So this was a lace weight alpaca shawl that I did.
It's coming.
So
it's a little bit dark. It's not such a light pink.
So Rachel wants me to knit this for her. So I'll have to see. Maybe I'll teach her how to do it. Because the main body of the shawl is just stocking stitch. It's actually quite easy. Then
silk.
this is
Silk.
100% silk, also lace weight, and dyed. So I mean, she could leave it that color, or she could dye it if she wanted.
I'm not going to dye it.
You're not going to dye
I
it.
will
I'm not
spoil
getting
it.
To focus very well there. Anyway, so that was silk. What else
This
did you
makes
get?
the bag smile.
You got some honey hand cream. Fair trade honey from Ethiopia.
Smell it.
Oh, it's lovely. So that's a... Did it come off this pole? Did you break your fishing rod? There you are. And then you got 2 balls of milk cotton DK Rowan.
Look at that.
7% cotton, 30%. You've got to come back. It doesn't focus quite so close.
I'm playing against you.
Okay, sweet.
And
this is a kind of a...
Cotton.
Gosh, what color is that though? I mean, it's ever so light.
It's like a grey,
almost a grey, greeny. I mean, if you hold it against the white, you'll see, or the cream color. I can't put my finger on if it's green or blue or grey. It's kind of ooh, that's tea. Oops. Right, sorry, we've cleaned up the tea disaster. So we've done the milk cotton. What else did you get?
This, which is my favorite.
This is hand spun
Angora.
Angora. Isn't that beautiful? You want to make a hat with it, don't you? Yeah.
Mom, I have one.
Yeah.
No, Mom, you need to hold it up there for at least 5 minutes. One,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did you fish for 7 fish? Well done. You're a great fisherman. Okay. Okay, I'll fish after I'm finished. So then what else did you get?
Let me. Okay, what else? Okay.
You're going to have to go and tell your dogs off.
Okay, no showing it without me. Fix the dogs. Okay, and tin. So.
Did you show the whole tin?
Yes,
got a little
the tin and then
cute tin.
lid.
And then she's got such a fantastically clever idea. On the lid of her tins, she sticks a very good magnet. One there and one there. And then if you put all your darning needles and stuff onto it, they all just stick on. So here's all her different sizes of safety pins and all different needles and pins. And you just it's a curvy needle for going around curved seams. You just shove it on the lid, and the little post-it notes are for marking places in your pattern or notes that you want to make. So that's on the lid of the tin, which I thought was such a clever idea.
Oh, and this was in the parcel, but I put it in the tin.
It's a lovely porcelain spoon with a little
it's coming undone.
Bird on it. So it's just little notelets that you can write stuff on with different
things on them.
Different designs on them.
Little cat tape measure. This is its tail. So that. Scissors. Needle stoppers. These I've got a pair. I've got the blue ones in my bag with my socks, which I put on. Is this a cabling needle? I think. Is it?
Yeah. Plus some socks.
I think I finished them. And then these teeny weeny, they look like sock stitch markers. all hanging on these. Are they socks? They look.
Oh, they're sock weight yarn, yeah.
Then is this looks like a small, what do you,
A needle hole, a stitch holder.
I think this is for crochet. Because it's got so small.
Anything you want to hold stitches.
Just small.
This sock is much smaller than the other sock.
Because that one's been on Titus's foot. It's
Still
even
smaller.
it's the exact same.
It's not the same, look there.
But we counted the rows.
You didn't knit another 10 rows from where I said. Did you knit a row in between each of your decreases? One decrease row and one in knit row?
No.
Okay, well that's why.
Okay, so here's a needle thing. A stitch counter that you turn. Then I've got like a watch thing, but it's in one of my project bags in my room, that you put on your finger and then you press it.
The row counts.
A row counter. And then this little metal measure thingy.
Ruler. Things that you measure with that are long and straight like that are normally referred to as a ruler.
And then floss. Is this
if you're marking your place in lace weight, like to make a lifeline.
A lifeline.
Yeah.
For these.
Yeah.
So that was my cute little parcel.
That was everything you got from Heidi, and then all the sweets that we ate.
All the sweets.
Did you eat?
But there was fudge, and then I said the
3 of those Lindt special edition long ones.
No, 2.
And then some other Lindt chocolate, and
then
was that all the chocolates?
Then there's a big bar of some
other chocolate. Yeah. So that's Rachel's parcel from Heidi Bears, which
so I got
very
2 parcels in a row.
You did get 2 parcels in a row, aren't you lucky?
Sticking everything on.
Heidi was very kind too.
There.
Okay, so that was your parcel from Heidi, and then we got a parcel from Elaine, who's Elaine Ella B on Ravelry for our charity. So you can get that because it's next to you. Do you want to put all your Heidi on away?
In my bag.
Rachel forgot to knit the rows in between her decreased rows, so we suddenly
sock is so much.
We landed up with a much shorter sock. So now I'll try and help her while she's talking.
So is this like a little? This is like a little pencil case.
Little pencil case, notions pouch. We've got a few things for us and a few things for the charity.
It's a notions pouch. And then there's a card.
And a little letter for me.
With a little snail. And then some bags.
With the Eiffel Tower on it.
Let me
just show one. It's fine.
This one. Let's put that one. And then there was little.
Oh, I must talk about these. I was wanting to put it when I was sending a swap parcel recently. I was saying to Sally Wool Diaries, I can't find any notelets. You know, like fancy people have notelets. Like, you know, if you part and you and you organize, then you have notelets to write a little note that goes with your swap parcel. And then eventually I remembered that actually the person I was sending my swap parcel to, Crafty in Cape Town, in a previous swap had sent me some notelets, and I eventually managed to find them. So there was me saying that I don't have enough notelets to be fancy. Because I'm not very fancy. And what came in the bag from Elaine? But a variety pack of 8 sheets, 4 envelopes, and 4 note cards.
Are they all peach?
So I have notelets. So when I write swaps or send things or send prizes or something, I can write a little. It's important. Your mother gets to be fancy.
And then the hats.
And then the hats for the charity.
So there's this pink one.
It's kind of a dusty, rosy pink, isn't it? I really like the way this one goes. Actually, instead of decreasing straight away, first it goes to here, and then it actually increases out, and then it decreases. So it kind of makes a like a nice sort of longish beret almost on the top, which is really interesting. I really like that design. To increase first and then do the decreases. Anyway.
Then there's a
red one.
lady hat. Ooh, I like it. So I want to wear it, but I can't. And then there's the smaller little
blue one.
Little bluey green turquoisey one.
Not quite turquoise, more teal maybe.
Teal maybe.
Kind of a tealy, dark. Yeah.
And then little attachment cards.
Tags, yeah.
Tags. Then this one.
You love that one, don't you? Slouchy hat. Yeah.
So it's got like these little bubbles and everything in it. It's so pretty. So that one. Then.
And lastly,
this one is
like a basket weave, or squares or whatever, little hat with, and then some decreases on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hats. 5 hats. Thank you so much, Elaine. And that goes into our charity box straight away. So I think that's all we got. That's a lot.
Yes.
Patty stuff and Elaine stuff and the things I bought for the needles and the Surpriso box, which was great. We did something totally different, our arts and crafts. Okay, and then we forgot, Rachel found when we stopped earlier on to go fetch something or to tell the dogs to be quiet, we forgot one of my finished objects. I knew it was something else, which is, it's a little bit wet, is a hat that I've knitted for it. On the weekend, we are going to a birthday party. And the theme of the birthday party is, what does the fox say? So people were asked to dress as something sort of foresty or woodlands or whatever. So Rachel is going as a
mushroom.
No. I'm
going as a mushroom.
You're going as a mushroom. A mushroom is grey and slimy.
No, one of those...
Toadstool. Rachel's going as a toadstool. So I have knitted her a red hat.
Aren't they mushrooms?
No, they're toadstools. And we're gonna put white so I suppose not totally finished. We're gonna put white dots on it to make it into a, sorry, your pear's in a pony. It's not sitting so. So there is her toadstool hat, and then we're gonna put the little white blobs on it.
And I'm going to wear my woodland cardigan.
And you're gonna wear a woodland cardigan.
My white long sleeve with my red cabled pullover and my red leggings.
Yeah, so she's going to be a toadstool. Titus is going to be a monkey / mouse. We've got a kind of a monkey costume, but if you kind of look at it, it could be a mouse as well. So he's going to be a monkey / mouse. And Caleb is going to be a woodland Yoda. He got a Yoda hat for Sally for his birthday, and we didn't have any other woodland creatures or ideas. We have lots of Star Warsy kind of stuff, and we've got a shark, and we've got a crocodile, and we've got stormtroopers, but we thought we've got a Darth Vader, but Yoda trains Luke when he's becoming a Jedi in the forest, like in a foresty, woody jungle kind of den thing. And so Yoda was in the forest, so Caleb is going as a woodland Yoda. So that was my other finished object that I did this week, was the hat. Right, now the last thing we have to do is the prize for the sock anatomy draw, which was the book that Claire, the ebook that Claire Devine gave to us as to do a review and to do a giveaway. So we've closed that, and the numbers go from from number 2 to 38. And so we've done the draw already, and the first one is M. Renji, which is Mary in Dubai. So congratulations, Mary, you are number 18, and you win the Sock Anatomy ebook. So please, I will put you and Claire in touch, basically. And then there were 2 individual patterns up for grabs, and those were won by Mish 10, who's Michelle, that comes to my knitting group in Cape Town, actually. And she wins one of the individual patterns. So tell Claire which one of the sock anatomy patterns you would like to win. And then that's for you. And the other one, a winner of a individual pattern, is Try Linda, who is Linda in Pennsylvania. So, Linda, again, let Claire know which one of the sock anatomy patterns you would like to win, and you will get that. So well done, everybody. Thank you, everybody that entered and told me. Very interesting to see the difference between the toe up and the cuff down, you know, which direction people are firmly in one camp or the other.
You?
Toe up. You?
Don't mind.
You don't know yet.
Don't mind.
Well, have you done toe up yet?
Yes, my socks.
We did do them toe up. Well, you see, the problem is I've done most of your toes and heels for you, so I don't think you know what it's like to either cast on the toes or cast on the cuff.
You still have to do the same amount of ribbing, so no point.
You just don't like ribbing, do you? You're gonna have to make socks that have like a rolled hem or something, a picot edge or something.
People must design socks where there's no such thing as ribbing.
And the problem is ribbing holds socks in. That's why it fits well. So
Everyone knows I hate.
So those are the winners. Congratulations. And I think that pretty much wraps up everything. I know it's been a bit of a long episode with all of the acquisitions and things we've got and prizes and reviews and all the rest. But thank you so much for joining us. And that's it for this week. You've probably got a couple of, although I think by the time I get this up, the opposites knit along will be finished. Hopefully we will have managed to get our last entries into the various knit alongs we wanted to.
You can't do the opposite.
No, but I'm trying to get my socks into the Pearl of the Pacific sock knit along.
Go, mommy.
So I need to finish that ribbing. I need to finish this toe for you. Actually, you can carry on with this toe now.
Titus, if you sew in the ends for me, then Titus can wear them.
Then we can put up a picture of him wearing them. Hey, yeah.
On Instagram, I'll put up a picture.
Yeah.
But they'll probably be finished by the time before the podcast goes out.
Oh yeah. I'll sit and finish them now. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again probably next week. You swimming a gala this weekend?
Yes.
We're going to parties. We hopefully the weather's going to be nice.
Hopefully.
I think Sunday they said it was hopefully Saturday's nice because a party in the forest on Saturday. So we really hope that's going to be
exciting news.
What?
That you told me today.
What's the exciting?
I'm a senior league.
Yes, you got into senior league swimming, didn't you?
I thought I had more qualifying time.
You thought you had to get more times.
That means I'm allowed to train with the seniors.
I don't know. I think you changed training. But Rachel has moved up from junior league to senior league swimming, so she's with her times. So she's quite.
I'm going to die. So how can I do the junior league gala then?
Well, because we'd entered you already before Sue told me that you'd moved up to senior league. So she says you might as well do it on Saturday. It's only, it's a short gala. You might as well just do it. And your times will carry on. If you get good times, there are some strokes you haven't done in a while. So you could get better times for going into senior league with.
Mm.
Yeah.